What is going on, everyone? Welcome to my new series, Batman Beyond Mondays, where we're going to cover everything Batman Beyond. This is one of my favorite heroes from the Bat family, so this is super exciting for me. We're going to cover every Batman Beyond series there is, starting out with Batman Beyond Neo Year #1. This is a six-part mini series, and we're going to cover each comic as we go. But this one was written by Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, and the art was done by Max Dunbar. Super, super fun. I can't wait. So here we got our opening panel, and we got some stuff saying "I awoke." We see a picture of Bruce Wayne. We see a picture of Bruce Wayne with Damian, Dick Grayson, and Barbara, and we get the words, "I had not been alive 5 minutes when I killed Bruce Wayne." Pretty, pretty shocking. We see a crack going through Bruce's thing there, so we know that this is when Bruce has died in the Batman Beyond. So it's just Terry. So this is pretty cool. The art in here, as you see from the opening panel, is really nice, really cool art. It almost looks like the show. If you watch Batman Beyond, great show. I do recommend it if you haven't watched it. But yeah, so now we move on to our opening page where we get to see Terry fighting some of the Splice villains. And in it, he says, "Day one. I stopped 8 muggings, 2 gang conflicts, a bank heist, and the morgues are still full." That's our first panel at the top there. Then we get day 18, which is the panel in the middle, or the underneath the top one there. 15 muggings, 2 assaults, 1 kidnapping rescue unsuccessful. So we see that not all of what he's doing is going to plan. Like we see a kidnapping rescue that went unsuccessful, which we never see in Batman. We never hear that, hey, something, I never got to save everyone. Then we get day 37, which is the third panel. 3 muggings, 8 assaults, feeling like an upswing before the bombing in Dole Heights. Prime suspect Batman. I'm invisible now, the city barely notices me. So, as you see, like, he's still stopping things. The crime is going upswing. It's still on the go. And then our last panel here, we got day 55. I swear it, Bruce. I swear I'll keep fighting. So we know Bruce is gone by passing mantle on to Terry, and Terry is honoring Bruce's name. He says he's not going to give up. Bruce would not want this. So that's pretty cool. And then we get Terry in his apartment. He says day 60. Batman's legacy is still alive, Bruce. That much I can do. But it took the Vultures only 60 days to come for everything else. So all of Bruce's assets and everything went past, gone, but Terry is still keeping the mantle of Batman alive in Bruce's name. That much he can do, because he couldn't do anything else for Bruce, because they took everything. So next thing here, we get Terry walking down the streets of Neo Gotham. We get the nice thing that says Wayne Powers, a new leadership, a new direction, a new legacy. So someone took over Bruce Wayne's empire, and we get to find out. So after the New Year's, your company needed a new CEO, and the building needed a new top floor. They took the construction rails down a week ago, just in time to announce who would be sitting in that chair. So, a bold visionary, a market disruption toward a force, and a former crime lord from what's left of Bloodhaven. His name is Donovan Lomas, but the papers call him the Holographic Man. So that's pretty cool. We get to find out who took over Bruce's empire, and his name is Donovan Loomis, the Holographics Man, is what the papers are calling him. So here in this panel, we hear that there's a gala that's going to be thrown in Bruce Wayne's name by Donovan Loomis. So Terry is trying to get into this gala, so he scrounges up all of the money he has. He goes to DeVito's 3 for 1, where he goes and purchases a suit with his cold hard cash, I guess you say, because everything is credits, but there's still some places that take cash in this year. So some innocent will pay tonight for every Gotham's loss. This is the bottom panel here. But I won't stop, Bruce. Batman endures. Welcome to the citizens of the endless night. So we see he got some fake IDs and stuff from this buddy below where he can enter into this party because he needs to go to this party. So here in this page, we get this like holographic type suit, almost looks like a mirror, and this is Donovan Lomas. And he says, to a future made of purest light. So he already looks like he's up to no good, really. That's what he looks like. So here in this panel, we get to see him talking, introducing us to the hard light holographics and about his new project that's going to be called Project Your Skin, Shine Your Light. And so you're going to be able to look like Donovan Loomis. You're going to be able to transform, to put on different clothes, to change your looks. And all this, and he's saying this is only going to be available in Gotham. All credits accepted. And then he's like, now, so he says, brought to you by Wayne Powers. Terry and him are making eye contact. Terry does not like this guy. And now Loomis says, now let's party. So all in the meantime, in Terry's head, he's still talking to Bruce. Bruce is still there in Terry's head. And Terry says, I don't hate a lot of people, Bruce, but I hate this guy. So then we see Loomis saying, yo, is that Terry McGinnis? And he's like, I've been so psyched to meet you. Bruce Wayne was a legend, an icon. Really cool that you got to know the old guy, but must have sucked not to know him in his prime. So Terry reaches over, puts a tracker on Loomis without Loomis knowing, and he says, keep Bruce Wayne's name out of your mouth. And Loomis says, it's going to be hard to. I own his company. So we see this, and then Terry, just like he says in his head, just like he always said, something's off about this guy. So we see Terry taking off in his bat suit, flying through Gotham. Was Gotham playing Wayne Powers' board using Loomis as the latest crook in the legacy of corruption? Or was Wayne Powers setting off the light show to hide what Gotham was doing in the dark? I don't know. So we know Terry's flying off to find someone, and we found out that there's this Commissioner Gordon, which is Barbara Gordon, which is kind of cool. Love that. Love to see that she took over her father's role. But we get this rookie cop named Beam Boma trying to ask for a transfer because she feels she's being underutilized. She feels she's one of the best. She's the top cop in her division, and working with this detective, the detective's taking all the credit from her. And Barbara's like, listen, if you think one person can do anything about the way the GCP really works, maybe you really aren't detective material after all. Now get off my roof, she says. All the meanwhile, Terry's hiding in the shadows in his invisibility suit because his suit can cloak, which is kind of cool. And then Barbara says, which is the next panel here. Barbara says, thanks for waiting until she was gone. That would have been awkward. Terry says, she seems nice. She sounds like someone I know. Haha, out with it. I'm cold, Barbara says. And then Terry tells her, Donovan Loomis is using Wayne Powers to smuggle intellect pharmaceuticals into the city into the city, turning them into street drugs. Barbara's like, "Do you have evidence?" He's like, "I have bugged a confession." She's like, "Turn it over and we'll look into it." "I'm not asking for permission," Terry says. "Terry, if you are true, you wouldn't have said it." So I love that we get the interaction here with Barbara and Terry. It's just like Batman and Commissioner Gordon, and I love it. This is who Terry goes to when, like how Bruce Wayne went to Gordon for answers or help. Terry goes to Barbara because he has no Batman to go to anymore. So here we get the next panel, and he says, "I'm glad I flew by, though. If you're going to go throwing yourself at a bunch of rich drug smugglers with more guns than you have teeth, you might as well hear it. I'm retiring." So we find out Barbara's going to retire from the force. "I've been at this game too many years, too many people died, too many friends. Barbara, this is a mistake because the city needs me. I don't think it does anymore." She says, "Bruce and her built this department into something that could last longer than us. The GCP was corrupt, broken, useless, but now it keeps the city safe. It may be a cesspool for some real scumbags. We may take shots at you now and again, and the mayor may run us with the iron fist, but the crime rate is flat, Terry. Doesn't that worry you?" "It makes me glad," she says. "It's a life's work. I can't tell her about Gotham. I can't tell her that nothing is done. Matters that she has to keep fighting. She'd be dead if I left in a minute." So this is cool. We see it's done. Barbara's done. She's done all she could in this role. She's helped Harry so much. It's just she's done. The crime rate's flat. There's no more crime. So this is a kind of touching moment. So hopefully Barbara doesn't retire. Hopefully Terry can convince her to stay. So here we get on the next one. We get Terry flying off to the docks where Wayne's Power newest super bulk transport is scheduled to unload tonight. This means security there. There's something worth guarding. They might as well point a sign. So we see Terry analyzing through his mask, like what's in these containers, where all the guards are. And in his head, he still hears Bruce saying, "Everything is training. Stop trying to get better. And if you stop trying to get better, you become obsolete." I can hear, I can practically hear you say it. Practice the basics until they're instinct. Hone your instincts into perfect tools. Have the perfect tool for every job. Always have a plan. And a second and a third. Never fight angry. But above else all, and we get whack, crack. And we get this guy coming in. Never be surprised. This is one of the coolest villains I think I've ever seen. We do not get his name, but hopefully the next issue we get his name. Because this is a cool villain. So we see him and he's like is a poet, so he says Batman's dead. The Batman remains. Nothing is ever lost. The city just needs to find balance. Whoever he is not in our files. No rogues gallery, iconic graphic. Not a reboot, something new, which means I have to hope I have the right tools for the job. So when Terry fought all these other villains, they all had like a rogue gallery, so he knew how to defeat them because they all had their weaknesses because of Batman's rogue gallery, how he saved everything in his computers. But this is a new villain, and Terry does not know how to tackle him, so he's hoping he has the right tools to kind of tackle this guy. Then we see him like, okay, beat Poet with a flying sword. Let's see how you keep up in the air, Drag. He's matching my speed in the air, maybe faster. So Terry gets this idea like he's flying and everything he throws at his with this guy's sword, he just counter it. So Terry has a bright idea, flying, and he stops and kicks the guy in the head, which is kind of cool. Like to think on the spot. And then we see this knight crashing down to the streets of Neo Gotham. And Terry says, "Stand down. This won't go well for you. For Gotham. You're her agent, right? I'm its sword," he says. "The city is not your enemy, Batman. It does not want your head. It wants your heart, your compliance." So this is pretty cool. He's like telling them those drugs kept the balance of the city. How he's like 3,450 would have died. There are 3,449 people currently under your feet. So he's telling Batman, like, this is what's dead here. And he's like, "I've been sent to keep the line flat." Then we get this cool 2-page spread, this huge, like, energy bomb. I don't even know what you call it, but just this huge energy bomb that this knight releases. And then we get this page where Terry's like going under, like being blasted by this bomb. Looks like he's being pushed underground. And he swears, "I swear, Bruce, I swear I'll keep fighting." Batman endures. And then we get to know the next issue is going to be From the Wreckage. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been super fun. I can't wait to read more of these and get your guys' thoughts. But let me know in the comments what you think. Are you a Batman Beyond fan? Does Batman Beyond do anything for you? What did you think of this first issue of Neo Gotham? Love to hear your comments. Let me know in the comments too. Anything like, did you like the art in this? What did you think of the storytelling? What did you think of the new villain? But yeah, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you get notified of all the other great videos. And we'll see you next Monday for episode 2 From the Wreckage. Till then, guys, have a great one, and we'll see you soon.